So today I'm going to be talking about my Magcon experience. Letting us in at 3, but it was 2:40, and there was a curtain on the wall. The boys were kept peeking out, and every time they did, the girls screamed again. And so Hayes was the first one to do it, I think. It was Hayes and Carter and Matthew, and he peeked out, and all the girls were screaming, and he went back. Then him and Matthew came out and stood on this, it looked like a front desk to the hotel, but I don't know. I think it was, but I don't know. They came and they stood on that and were, waving to everyone and all that. And then, it was about 3:10, and they let us in so we could finally meet the boys. I went to Sean, and I got a picture. The story of my life. Came out and climbed over the fence, and I went to go meet him, and there's a bunch of girls that kept running up, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I just ran, or I didn't run, but I went up to him, and I was like, oh, can I have a pic, Taylor? And he said, yeah, so we took a picture, and I recorded it. Then Cameron came out, and oh my goodness, I've never seen so much girls. They sprinted toward him, there were so much girls, and I was right there, and I said, oh, Cameron, and then I was like, oh gosh, being mauled over, me and my mom. We were laughing at how crazy these girls were. I was like, seriously? So I thought there was gonna be a line or something, but no, this group of girls, there's Cameron in the middle, and then there's girls all around him. And I was so close to Cameron, I was about to, Cameron, and then boom, I got pushed back again. And I was like, are you serious? So then I finally, he was hugging this girl, after she got a picture with him, he was hugging her. And I tapped him, I was like, Cameron, can I get a picture with you? And he said, yeah. So I got a picture with him, and here's what that went to Hayes, and there's a lot of girls over there, but not as much as Cameron. No one was as much as Cameron, not even Nash. It was crazy. I went to Hayes, and he was turned around, and I kind of grabbed him and pulled him. I was like, Hayes, can I get a picture with you? He's like, yeah. So I got a picture with him, and I recorded it, and they announced the boys, and then they started calling in VIP, which was me. I had number 79, and my mom got 111. I don't know how that happened, but it did, even though I was right here and she was right behind me. But so they called up the numbers 1 through 30, and then they were a third of the way through, and then they called 1 through 50, and I was still waiting with my mom. But then all of a sudden they called 1 through 150, and that was I was yay, but there's a lot of girls, a lot more girls gonna come, and we didn't know where to go, but my mom did, I guess. So I just followed her, and she was pushing through all the girls. I was like, yeah, that's my mom. And then, so we got to the front of the line, and there's this little thing attached right here, and they ripped it off. And I got a picture with Jacob, and here it is. And I got another picture with Hayes, and I recorded it too, so here is. Then I went to Sean and Nash, but I'm gonna skip them because I don't want this video to be too long, and I didn't record them anyways. And so I'll go to Taylor's side. I was at Taylor, so I went to Taylor and I got a picture with him and I recorded it too. So here is that. And so I went to Matthew and I was gonna go meet him, well, like take a picture with him, and he like gestured for me to come to him, and so I was gonna go, but the security guard like backed up and he didn't see me, so I was like, what the heck? And then Matthew saw him, he's like, oh, I'm like, so then he was like looking around for a second, and he like just put his hand out and like was like, come on, and like gestured me to come with him to go take a picture with him. So I went and I took my picture with him, and oh my gosh, I got to hold his hand for like a couple seconds, and that was so amazing. So here's Cameron Dallas. But like, I wanted to go to Magcon so bad to meet Cameron, and I did, and that was amazing. And so I was waiting in line for Cameron, and there was nobody with Cameron at the moment because I think they were like talking to the security guard or something. And so Cameron was just looking around, and he looked at me and he waved and smiled, and I waved and smiled back. On the outside, I was like, oh, I'm pretty chill. But on the inside, I was like, oh my gosh, Cameron Dallas just waved at me, and I didn't even have to wave first. Like, I was freaking out because, oh. And then, like, I was like to my mom, oh my gosh, Cameron waved at me. And she's like, okay, you need to calm down because he's going to think you're weird. And I was like, I know, but I'm like, oh my gosh, he waved at me. And so, there was like 5 girls in front of me, but then I got to Cameron, and I was like, oh my gosh, Cameron, I love you. And like, I gave him a huge hug, and he's like, how are you, beautiful? And I was so nervous, I didn't even like answer him. I like ignored the fact that he called me beautiful, but like on the inside I was like, oh my gosh, Cameron just called me beautiful. So like, I was like hugging him, and like I like kind of backed out, so I like ended the hug. I was like, are you serious? But then I was like, oh, Cameron, can you give me a kiss on the cheek? And he's like, of course. So I got a kiss on the cheek from him, but my mom was recording with my phone, and she didn't think she got it. So, she was like, no, wait, do it again. So he's like, oh, okay. So he licked his lips before he kissed me again. So when he kissed me, it was like kind of wet, but like, I didn't care. It was Cameron Dallas, and like, oh my gosh, I just felt like so crazy. Like, but like, yeah, that was like amazing. And then, so he kissed me twice, and I was like, ooh, and all the girls in line were like, oh my gosh. And I was like, yep, he kissed me twice. And oh yeah, he signed my phone. He wrote, love you. And if you're watching this, Cameron, I love you. He also wrote on the back of my shirt, love you, babe. Babe. He called me babe. I was like, when I saw it on my shirt, after I walked back, I was like, I'm Cameron Dallas's babe. And then, oh yeah, so after he kissed me twice, he hugged me goodbye, and he was like, bye, gorgeous. And I was like, bye, Cameron. I love you. And so that was my Cameron experience. So here's the video and the picture.
Okay, now it's
private show. I like a mundane, don't talk that high pain. Tolerance bottoms up when it's champagne. My life, come Muhammad, then we hit Spain. Too easy with Fidel, we get insane.
So I got my the Magcon the free t-shirt that comes with it with your VIP tickets. I got that signed by all of the boys. So I got Nash right here. I got Hayes. This is Jacobs. This is Carter. Matthew. Aaron. Taylor. Sean and Cameron wrote I love you or love you. But still, he wrote he loved me again. That's the third time. And okay, so I got this one and my phone case signed at the same time, but this one was at a different time. And he still wrote I love you. Well, love you. But oh my gosh, I was like, ooh. So yeah. That was amazing. Make sure you like this. And I just want to say again, thank you Bart and everyone who participated in Magcon for the amazing experience. I had so much fun and I'm so blessed to have had this experience. And I just want to say thank you again. Alright, see you guys.
I am a wild one, tame enough, running with wolves and I'm on the prowl.